Dude, let me see what's going on, please. Thank you.
No, why would they do that, Nate?
Yeah, you're right.
Kill cams is a new feature. It's never been in Call of Duty before, and so it's taken a little bit for them to fix it. Okay?
Some top tier.
It hasn't been a thing.
There's no way he doesn't see you. There's no way he doesn't see you. I refuse to believe he doesn't see you. Your camo is moving.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
Quiet. This isn't gonna work.
He's gonna overthink it.
There's no way he'd hide by the bomb.
He's overthinking.
This is actually gonna work.
Show your camo move.
Stay
Show
there.
your camo move.
Stay there.
He's defusing.
He's on it. Turn and kill him.
Oh,
Yo, my God! You what? Get it! God!
Oh my God!
No way.
There's no shot.
What? He's gonna overthink it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and it finally happened. I got Orion Camo here within Modern Warfare 2. I tend to take a year off when it comes to actually going for these mastery camos without even realizing it. Just usually it's such a grind that by the time the next game comes out, I'm just like, I don't want to do that again because it simply was not fun. And I don't think Modern Warfare 2 was any exception. A lot of the challenges in this game were simply not fun to do. But for the final kill here, I decided, I need one more headshot with the first sniper rifle. It's a bunch of random letters put together. I'm not even gonna try to name it, but I need one more headshot. So I spent about like an hour and a half on stream trying to like jump out of a helicopter, 360 no scope, try to like get some sort of crazy headshot until eventually I just got tired of doing that. I started taking some pop shots at a guy and accidentally got a headshot. So there you have it. This was the culmination of a lot of work here within Modern Warfare 2. In general, like as someone who like kind of was going for it, but kind of not, then kind of playing the game, then kind of not, it still took me about like 20,000 kills in total to actually get this. Of course, shipment actually helped out quite a bit. The people that got Orion before shipment even came out, I mean, therapy's not that expensive anymore. I can think of better ways to spend your time because, man, it is actually such a slog going for this thing, man, which is why going back to like the first mastery camo I ever got was Black Ops 3, right? Then the game after that was Infinite Warfare / Modern Warfare Remastered. After grinding in Black Ops 3 so much, I did not care to, go for mastery in either one of those games. Then the game after that came out was Call of Duty World War II, so I ended up getting it. And then, actually, no, I guess after World War II, I ended up getting Dark Matter and Black Ops 4, but then I skipped Modern Warfare 2019, then I got it in Cold War, then I skipped Vanguard, and now I have it here, of course, here within Modern Warfare 2. So this would be the first time ever I got Mastery Camo in an Infinity Ward game, and I will say that after the updates where they took the original Orion Camo, which was basically static, it barely even moved really whatsoever, and then they updated it and updated it and updated it to actually just make it move quicker. I will say it does look pretty fantastic. Is it as good as things like the old school Dark Matter from Black Ops 3 or maybe the Dark Matter in Black Ops 4? I don't think so. I think the Dark Matter camos were just iconic, but I will say Orion, which is basically just like a galaxy camo, I will say it does look pretty damn good, but is it worth going for? I think a lot of people are probably pretty surprised I actually took the time to get this camo, and the reason was actually multifaceted, I suppose. The big reason why I finally decided to actually go for Orion in this game was when we heard that Sledgehammer Games was going to be taking over for COD 2023. Initially, this was going to be a 2-year game. Now it's going to be a 1-year game, and Sledgehammer, of course, is putting out a game later on this year. Leaks and rumors, which take all of that with a grain of salt, are suggesting that Sledgehammer is going to borrow heavily from Modern Warfare 2. Now, of course, we don't know that for sure. We're going to have to wait and see when the game comes out in its alpha stage and its beta stage and whatever. But the leaks and rumors are suggesting that they're going to be carrying over maps. They're going to be carrying over game modes. Like, I have a feeling a lot of Modern Warfare 2 is going to be in this new Sledgehammer game. It's apparently even going to be set in the same universe, but apparently it's not going to be called Modern Warfare 3. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But when I heard that there is a chance that the Mastery Camo I get here in Modern Warfare 2 is going to carry over. I'm like, okay, that'll give me enough motivation to actually go ahead and do this thing. The other reason was I'm a content creator. At the end of the day, I'm somebody who needs to actually be playing the game and, experiencing the game. I could try to be someone who covers news and covers updates and things like that, but doesn't actually play the game. But I feel like that's a little bit odd to an extent. Like I know Blame Truth, for example, does it, but I do things a different way than he does. We all make content in different ways, and I feel as though to make the best content I can make, I should probably actually be playing the game. Like who would have thought COD YouTuber actually plays the game? But so I figured, okay, I'll play the game. I'll get footage for my videos, because for a while there, all of my footage was just stuff from the very first month or even the beta. So I have like new footage for my videos. I actually kind of like an idea of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these updates and patches and things like that. And I just, everything just kind of made sense. It was a win-win. So, even if the camo doesn't carry over into Call of Duty 2023, at the very least, I have this camo now. I have a bunch of footage of it, and my videos look a little bit better and whatever. And I played the game. I got to stream it, twitch.tv/NerosCinema. And yeah, it was a win-win all around. That's why I decided to go for it. But I will say, going forward, there needs to be something that changes the entire idea of the mastery camo in the COD franchise. Like so many other aspects of the game. And I feel better talking about this from the perspective of someone who actually had to do it. You know what I mean? Like actually just literally it's like running uphill in the mud, like going for this camo, right? As someone who actually did it, I can say it was not fun. There are so many aspects of the camo grind in COD which are solely built for the idea of player retention, like so many other aspects of the game. Like remember back when like a new gun would come out and you could get it by getting 3 sliding kills in 15 different matches? Is that a challenge? No. Is it tedious? Yes. And they even made it so you couldn't even back out of the match. You had to get 3 sliding kills and then finish the game. All they did was like artificially increase their audience retention by forcing players to grind out games they don't want to grind out just to get a new weapon within the game itself. That is a bad way of handling things, and I also think the way that the challenges are currently set up here in Modern Warfare 2 is also a pretty bad way of handling things. I will say it's an improvement over games like Vanguard. Like, believe it or not, I was going for the mastery camo in Vanguard, then I realized some of the challenges, and I'm like, this is not worth my time. Like the Bren light machine gun back in Vanguard. You guys remember that absolute gem of a weapon? You had to get 100 long shots, 100 long shots with particular attachments. Like 3 particular attachments had to be on your gun, and you had to get 100 long shots with those attachments to get one part of the camo challenges done for that gun. And then after that, you had to get 100 more long shots with 3 other attachments. I'm like, this is designed to waste my time. Like, this is objectively not fun. This is like actually really freaking bad. So I quit going for that camo. Here in Modern Warfare 2, things were a little bit better. I will say getting gold camo is very easy, and I think that's kind of a good thing. Gold camo's a little bit of a challenge, but it's not a crazy challenge, and it's gold camo at the end of the day. Like, how many times have you unlocked gold in the COD series? It's not that big of a deal, and therefore making it so that's a little bit easier, I think, is good. But after that, the platinum challenges, the long shots, is what really killed the entire grind for me, because again, it's this entire idea of like fake audience retention. Do you think people are having fun going for long shots? Like, I defy any developer at any Call of Duty studio to, they can even boost their account up to the point where they're ready to go for platinum challenges. I don't care. Just make sure they're ready for platinum challenges. Then I'm gonna watch them live stream getting 25 long shots on every rifle, every submachine gun, every light machine gun, every battle rifle, every tactical rifle, every sniper rifle, every shotgun, every pistol. That's not fun, man. In fact, I have some footage here that I want to share with you guys, because I don't have so much like actual Orion footage, because I just got it the other day when we've been mostly playing Search and Destroy since then. But here's like some footage of me actually going for the long shots, and this is the reality of what it's like. And honestly, I think it hurts the player base in multiple ways, because the best way to get long shots on any weapon, aside from getting lucky and having like a Shoot House 24/7 playlist where you can sit on top of the wall, is playing hardcore team deathmatch, hardcore domination, hardcore hardpoint, whatever it is you want to do. That is the best way to go about things. But you're watching the gameplay here. How riveting is this gameplay? Are you having fun watching this? Because I was not having fun playing this, and believe it or not, this was a good match, because I was actually getting a number of long shots. It's literally just hiding, putting as much distance between you and your opponent as possible, and you're just hoping that you can land that long shot. If it's a submachine gun, it's going to suck, because it's still a 2 or 3, 4 shot kill at those ranges, but things like rifles are typically a 1 shot kill, and it just, dare I say, it's boring. It's not fun. And to have to do that for 8 assault rifles, what is it, like 6 submachine guns, 6 LMGs, 6 marksman rifles, it's not fun. It's tedious. It's grindy. And I think people kind of wear that as a badge of honor almost. Like, it's supposed to be grindy. It's a grind. It's a video game. What do you want? There's supposed to be grinds in the game. I think these people forget that video games are meant to be fun. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's a grind. You have to grind to get things. Like, well, yes, there are fun ways to add grinds to the game. Going for long shots is not one of them. In fact, it ruins the experience for not only the person going for the long shots, but the other people in the lobby that are actually trying to play hardcore. Now, I have some very spicy opinions about hardcore in general. I feel as though like the hardcore player base is maybe 5% of the player base as a whole. It's just inflated on top of that by all the people going for long shots. And so you have yourself a situation where the person's going for long shots, they're not having fun, because who does? I mean, again, therapy is not that expensive anymore, man. Like, if you have fun doing this, like, see a doctor, man. But the people that actually want to play hardcore, they're getting upset as well. Like, I had this interaction right here the other day, right before I got Orion, and listen to this, man. Like, this guy's right here in game chat.
I'm not gonna go for the hard point. I'm just gonna snipe from far enough where these guys are idiots.
Hardpoint relocating. Stand by. Target area updated. Move to the hardpoint.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. They do only play.
Enemy UAV active.
I don't think about that shit, though. You know what I mean? It's like people don't care if they lose. I think it's hilarious.
So, of course, I decided to respond to him. I don't have my microphone set up so I can talk in-game or anything like that. So I typed to him in chat, and then he agrees. Like, he's not going for camos. He's just wanting to play hardcore hardpoint, man. He just likes to play hardcore, and hardpoint's one of his favorite modes. Like, he wants to play the objective. He wants to win. But there's people like me and probably like 3 or 4 other people in that lobby that are just camping for long shots. And then on top of that, somebody on the other team was getting mad that instead of playing the objective, we are just camping for long shots, because that's what we're encouraged to do, as going for long shots and going for Orion Camo is literally the only progression path in the game. So let's hear from this guy.
Alright, bitch.
Alright, we won.
Sniping hardcore, you need to get off. Like, dude, if you can't snipe in regular call, you just get off. Like, don't even try to snipe. That's
Slapping.
stupid. I don't care if you're trying to go for long shots. Go to ground wall. It's easier on the ground wall. You need 50 meters just to get long shots. And if you can't do it on ground wall, I don't know what to tell you then.
Like, do you guys see what I mean here? Like, hardcore players that don't actually care about grinding for Orion and whatever are having a much worse experience with the game, because their favorite way to play the game is being flooded by people that feel as though they're required to play hardcore, to do a challenge that they don't want to do for an animated GIF on a gun that becomes irrelevant when the next COD comes out. Like, you guys see the problem here, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's so many better ways they could handle a grind like this in COD. For example, going back to the old Black Ops 2 style. Black Ops 2, for those who don't know, was the first game that implemented the idea of the diamond camo, right? So before that, we had gold camos going back as far as Black Ops 1, but in Black Ops 2, once you got gold for every single assault rifle, for example, you then got diamond camo, which was pretty cool. So a lot of people like to grind for that, but the challenge is, back in Black Ops 2, I can pull some up on your screen right here, they were a lot better and a lot more organic. Like, they were challenges, but they weren't like just ridiculously mind-numbingly grindy challenges. Like, for example, here for the submachine guns. So what you had to do is get 100 headshots, which is not bad. That's very standard and traditional within the COD franchise. And when you're going for headshots, you can actually just play the game normally as compared to jumping into hardcore and camping in the back of the map. You get your 100 headshots, and then you unlock the extra challenges on top of that: carbon fiber, cherry blossom, art of war, and whatever. 30 revenge medals may sound a little bit annoying, but in general, if you're playing respawn game modes, you're going to get your revenge medals sooner rather than later. Cherry blossom, 150 kills with no attachments on your gun. That's a challenge, right? Because typically, not always in the case of Modern Warfare 2, but typically, you know, attachments make your gun better. So running around with no attachments can be a bit of a challenge. 150 kills, especially when a map like Shipment isn't always available, can take a little bit of time, but it's not going to take you forever. You know what I mean? And then 150 kills with no perks. Again, having no perks, you can have as many attachments as you want using the old Pick 10 system, but not using any perks, that's a bit of a challenge. And 150 kills, it takes a little bit, but it's not too long. 20 double kills with SMGs nowadays, that's like nothing. Then 10 5-kill streaks. There you have it. Like, that's not too bad. That's a good way of doing challenges. You may be thinking about the long shots. If you guys actually remember Black Ops 2, let's check out the assault rifles. Assault rifles were the same way. 100 headshots to start, and then 10 long shot medals. That was it. Just 10 long shots, not 25, only 10 for a particular weapon. And the maps were really more well designed for the idea of long shots as compared to nowadays. I think people will say that Modern Warfare 2 is known for having some pretty large maps. But if you're really going for long shots and hardcore, like the people that actually grinded Platinum and Orion and whatever, you're going to realize, and people who saw me do this on my stream, that like half the maps in this game don't have very good long shot sight lines. Like they may feel big, but these maps are like big with the sense that they have so much clutter in between point A and point B. Like it's artificially big. They're not actually big open sight lines. There's a small handful of maps in the game that actually have those long sight lines, whereas Black Ops 2 actually did have long sight lines. So 10 long shots was like nothing back then. And then again, going back to it, double kills, 150 kills, no perks, 150 kills, no attachments. Hell, I would knock out those challenges at once. I'd go into a match, no perks, no attachments, and then that was a real challenge. But now I can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. It takes 150 kills doing that, and then bam, both challenges are done. You get your bloodthirsty medals, and that was it. You go to shotguns here. You had to get 1 shot, 1 kills, right? You had kills and no perks, kills and no attachments, revenge medals. They were all basically the same. It was so unified and simple, the Black Ops 2 challenges, and I think that's why so many people ended up going for diamond in that game. Whereas here, it seems like a lot of people like to stop at gold, because once they see they have to go for those long shots with all those different weapons, they're just like, that sounds awful. I don't want to do that, because at the end of the day, right, it's all about leisure time. Video games, I think a lot of people forget, are meant to be fun. They're meant to be engaging. They're meant to be interesting. You're supposed to have a smile on your face while you're playing. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. Now, obviously, the other players in the lobby may make you not enjoy yourself, bad teammates, sweaty enemies, and whatever. But when it comes to the actual game itself, the stuff that like the developers themselves can control, those aspects of the game are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to build organic player retention. It's supposed to be interesting, you know what I mean? And making you go for like 1,000 long shots, I'm just guesstimating, I'm not doing the actual math here, but call it like 500 to 1,000 long shots, and then after that have to do all the headshots and stuff like that. It's a grind. Again, it took me like 20,000 kills, and that is absurd for a game that has a yearly cycle. You know what I mean? Like going for like 20,000 kills and doing all these very specific challenges and things like that. That'd be cool if this were one of those games that, like, you know, to bring up other things like Fortnite, that's been going on for years and years and years. Apex Legends, again, that's been going on for years and years and years. It's the same game. Like, sure, if it's a game that's meant to last for 10 years, then sure, challenges like this would make sense. But for a 1-year life cycle to make people grind this way to get the mastery camo in the game, it's kind of silly. And you may think, well, Joe, you know, it's not required, it's not mandatory, it's optional. You don't have to go for Orion. But my counter argument is, as a Call of Duty fan, and as somebody who loves progression in video games, this is the only progression path in the game. Like, as a content creator, the only like way I was able to like have fun with the game and want to keep grinding the game was going for this camo. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing, I mean, prestiging is gone. The challenge system, for all intents and purposes, is gone. It's been neutered down to a nothingness pretty much at this point. The only thing to grind for in this game is this camo, and it's not fun to do. Even I can say that as someone who did it. So when it comes to Call of Duty 2023, and it comes to, you know, Black Ops 5 in 2024, I truly hope that they take a look at these mastery camos and the different progression paths that people have within the game, and just make them more organic, make them more fun. I mean, they always seem to forget that we have so many years of COD history behind us they can look back upon. They handled mastery camos way better in those older games. I mean, even going back to Black Ops 3, I know we talked about Black Ops 2 earlier, and it seems like I'm bringing up Treyarch quite a bit, but Treyarch tends to do progression a lot better than other studios. Not to say that the long shots and stuff like that in Black Ops Cold War were good, but I'm just saying, like going back to Black Ops 3, it was basically the same as Black Ops 2. To get gold camo, you had to go get your headshots, then your kills, no attachments, kills with no perks, double kills, 5 kill streaks, and things like that. And then that's how you get your gold. Then you do that for all the weapons in a category, you get diamond. You get diamond on every weapon category, bam, you have dark matter. Like, the grind even back then was so much better. But nowadays they're so focused on the idea of player retention that they're going about it in like the worst possible way. Video games should be fun. And I'm not saying that every challenge has to be super easy or things should be handed to you, but I'm just saying going for long shots is just not the move, man. You have to play, like, you actively, I could go on, I said before, I could go on like for hours on this, but going for long shots, even if you're not playing hardcore and like ruining the experience of the people that want to play hardcore, let's say you're going for long shots in core, you know, you're playing hardpoint because people move around a little bit more in that mode. You're not going anywhere near the hard point. You're sitting in the back of the map. You're bored yourself. You're not having fun. You're just grinding out these long shots. Your teammates are annoyed that they have this dead weight on their team that's doing nothing. The other team's annoyed that you're, you know, constantly picking them off from across the map when they're trying to get to the objective. Like, no one has fun with the long shot challenge, pretty much. And I would definitely like to see something like that replaced in future Call of Duty games, I suppose would be the thing I'm going on with here. But yeah, going back to it, I have Orion Camo now. It's pretty cool. I heard Prestigious Key says he doesn't want the camo grind to end because he's like, what else am I going to do? There's nothing else to grind for in this game. Like, what am I going to do, like, once I'm all done? And for me, I guess the answer is there's still a number of DLC weapons I haven't finished, like the M13, the new shotgun, there's another rifle in there somewhere, the new sniper, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then more DLC weapons are coming out as well, so I could, you know, go through and try to get Orion on those guns for content and just to have, you know, fun messing around with new guns. But yeah, like, when it comes down to it, this is the only progression path in the game, and it's so tedious and mind-numbing that, like, I can see why people don't want to do that. Like, when it comes down to your leisure time, going back to that, I just don't see how someone working like a full-time job, maybe has a family, has a couple hours to actually, you know, play the game at night and whatnot, like, why they would want to do this. Like, I wish these game devs would try to look at it from the perspective of, like, players playing the game. And it always goes back to the idea that I genuinely don't think that Call of Duty devs play their own game, because if they did, they would not have challenges like this in there. Like, imagine them, you know, working all day on the game and whatnot, coming home like, okay, I'm gonna play some more, which I doubt they do. I understand if they're working on the game 8 hours a day, they probably don't want to play too much when they get home. They have their own lives to get to. But if they did play the game and then they realize, like, this is what you have to do, they're like, oh no, what are we doing to people? You know, because it's a bad system in my opinion. But overall, Orion looks good. Am I happy I got it? I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm happy I have it because it does look cool, and I look like a big old nerd whenever I'm playing Search and Destroy and stuff. But in general, I do wish that the entire, you know, system was more streamlined, and then more people would actually want to go for it because it's actually fun to do, as compared to us masochists out here that are just grinding this nonstop until eventually we get to camo, and by the end of it, you're not even happy you got the camo. You're more just like, finally. Video games are supposed to be fun. I think if game devs actually, like, think of it that way, instead of like, how can we nickel and dime our player base and how can we build audience retention as much as humanly possible, then I think video games in general would be a lot better. But guys, that's it for this long-winded discussion about long shots and Orion and Call of Duty progression and things like that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider leaving a like, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.